Hello?
This is Tony.
This is Vishnu.
Hey, it's Francesca.
Hi, my name is Philip, or Phil.
Hi, this is Charlie.
This is Matt.
This is Jacqueline.
Hey, this is Crypto King 79. That's not my real name, but...
So, do I just talk into this?
I'd like to request...
You know what I'd like to see?
I want to see what all my fees are.
I would like to have a video game in the app, like Wordle, but for money.
I don't want to have to transfer my money here and there all the time.
To know what's gonna go to the moon next.
I guess my basic request is to have a lot of money.
I want dark mode, please.
Sicko mode.
Beast mode?
Sorry, I was in airplane mode.
How about just a free money button?
Free AirPods.
A free iPhone.
Toasters.
A mega yacht.
A house?
A house.
A house. I would really like a house.
Well, if I could have anything, I guess it would be to know things are gonna work out.
Some way to know I'm ready for the future.
That the country is going to be ready for the future.
To be in control of our future, like as a country?
Lower prices.
Is there an app to know what's gonna happen?
My humble request is to do everything.
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 This is Jesse, and I want to be able to do everything.
I guess I just like to know that we're building something better.
Hi, this is Charlie. I want something better and some applesauce, please.
Hi, everybody. Whew. Wow. How's everyone doing? Excellent. Welcome to the first ever Wealthsimple Presents. I'm Mike Katchen. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Wealthsimple, and I am so happy to be here with all of you. We are living through an incredible moment of change right now. It is probably the defining thing about the world. And with change comes uncertainty, questions, a lot to be worried about, but a lot to be excited about too. It's a chance to create what happens next. So what do we want to build? What do we want to see in the future? And what happens if we don't meet the moment? These are the big questions facing us all right now. Our businesses, our careers, and even our country. But here's the not-so-secret secret. The world is always changing. And at Wealthsimple, we don't think that's a bad thing. We built this business for a changing world. When we launched 10 years ago, we saw an industry that hadn't changed at all. There were 5 big banks that had been founded hundreds of years ago. And the way they operated felt 100 years old too. Money was complicated, confusing, and expensive. It was slow to get anything done. It's as if money was still moving like it was the era of the steam engine, even though we were living at the speed of light. And that's a real problem. Money is what empowers us to live the lives we want to live, to provide the lives we want for our families, to pursue our choices. And the way we see it, improving the way it works is actually a moral obligation. So our idea was ambitious, but also pretty simple. Let's use technology to give Canadians a better way to gain real financial freedom. At first, it was just me, a small group of other colleagues working in a boardroom. We'd call every single client who would sign up within 30 seconds just to say, thank you so much for giving us a shot. We've come a long way in the last 10 years. We introduced the smartest investment portfolios in Canada. We lowered every possible fee. We We made things transparent. We gave you access to investments that only the super wealthy could get access to. We introduced the first no commission-free trading platform. We introduced fractional trading, became the first regulated crypto platform in the country, and so much more. Today, we have over 3 million clients who trust us with over $70 billion of their money. That makes us the largest financial institution to emerge from Canada in the last 25 years. And that's thanks to you. That's thanks to all of you, so thank you. And in the last year alone, we've put over $500 million directly back in our clients' pockets through the fees we've saved you and the interest that you've earned. But you see, our work is far from over. There's still a problem. Canada's financial services industry is still 30 years behind the rest of the world. Listen, we have a solid banking system, and that is a good thing. But like I said, the biggest banks are from a different century, and they were built for a different time. That's not just an inconvenience. Canadians pay some of the highest fees in terms of banking anywhere in the world. Money moves way too slowly. There's too much red tape when you want to put your money to work. There are limits on where and how much you can send. And money sits in accounts no one is earning interest on except for the banks themselves. The way I see it, the banks are a tax on all of us, on Canada. And it's time we learn it is okay to demand more. We as Canadians need to demand more. We deserve the best. So here we are, at the end of banking. What do we even mean by that? The end of banking. To me, it means all of the basic things that we do every single day with our money. Paying the bills, spending, saving, and the thousands of transactions that go into our lives, it can all be done so much better. And we're here today to start rolling out that better way. Our goal isn't to build a new bank. Canada doesn't need another bank. It is to totally reimagine the way banking works and build something better. So that's what we're here to talk about. What comes next? But before we do that, I want to extend a huge thank you to you, our clients, our friends, for trusting us with your business, for your help in building the next great Canadian company, and for taking the time to join us here today. Over 110,000 people registered to join us today, an unbelievably humbling number. And we take your time extremely seriously. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for your support. We promise to do our very best to live up to it. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Polly. Thank you again.
Hi, everyone. My name is Polly, and I'm the VP of Design here at Wealthsimple. As Mike said, we built Wealthsimple for the future. But the reality is, we're still living in the present. And the present, as we know it, means banking. Writing checks, logging into 17 accounts, sitting on your phone for an hour just to transfer money. Now look, it's a good thing that banking exists. It allows us to do all of these incredible things, like get paid, pay your bills, or borrow money to invest in yourself. And occasionally, they give you a free pen. The problem is that today, banking is mostly good for the banks. Whereas for us, the customers, it's expensive, it's complicated, but there's really no alternative. It's the literal cost of doing business. So today, we're going to tell you that you don't actually need a bank. How are we going to do it? Well, there are 3 reasons that banks exist today, and we're going to replace all of them with something 10 times better. The first reason banks exist is to give you a bank account, a place to hold your money. And guess what? You won't need one anymore. And I know that sounds impossible, but we're going to show you how. The second reason you need a bank account is to get a credit card. It's one of the most important things in your financial life, and most people have one through their bank. Today, we're going to give you something better. And of course, the last thing, bank branches. We've been led to believe that we have to go to a branch to get anything done. But what if you never had to go to a branch ever again? So, these are the 3 things we're going to talk about today, and we're going to get to all of it. I'm going to start with the bank account. What is a bank account? It's the central hub for your entire financial life. You and your bank account spend a lot of time together, but it's kind of a broken relationship. You pay high fees, there's usually no interest, and getting access to your money is slow and full of friction. That's why today we're introducing Wealthsimple Checking. I know the name isn't revolutionary, but the experience is. So let's start with fees. Most checking accounts today are full of fees. We pay monthly fees, we pay minimum balance fees, we pay FX charges, and we pay ATM fees. This is how banks earn a lot of money. On average, we Canadians are paying between $300 and $500 a year just to be able to use our own money. The problem with that setup is that the fundamental job of any financial institution is to help you grow your money, not take it away little by little. So, with Wealthsimple Checking, we don't charge you monthly fees, minimum balance fees, foreign exchange fees that you get dinged with when you're traveling or spending abroad, or ATM fees. You can use almost any ATM in Canada to withdraw your cash, and we'll cover it. Okay, so no fees. That's part 1. Next, we're going to talk about growing your money. Because the other problem with checking accounts today is that they don't pay you any interest. And that doesn't make any sense. Banks require you to keep a minimum balance, but the only people making money on that balance is the banks. So, with Wealthsimple Checking, your checking account will earn 1.75% interest if you're a core client, up to 2.75% interest if you're a generation client. That is the highest interest rate for a checking account in Canada. For context, a checking account at a big bank today pays between 0 and 0.1%, which basically rounds down to nothing. Okay, we eliminated fees, we added interest, but I'm a designer, and so the thing that I get really excited about is, how does the experience look? How does it feel? Is it better than what's out there in the world today? And at Wealthsimple, we've built the best investing experience for you, Canadians. So we are really excited to tackle spending. So we redesigned the entire app to make banking and investing work together and feel incredibly simple. Let's take a look. When you open your Wealthsimple app, you'll see your new home screen. A quick swipe to the right, and you're in your new checking dashboard. One cool thing, if you look at the top, we track how much interest and cashback you're earning every month, so you can see how your money is growing. And personally, my favorite thing about getting paid into this checking account is that I get paid early. With Wealthsimple, your paycheck lands a day early, sometimes up to 4 days early. That means you can use your money faster and start earning interest sooner. But here's what's really important. When you get paid, all of your money automatically goes where you want it to go. You don't have to do a thing. So say you want to make sure that you're investing some of your paycheck. You're a Wealthsimple client, and so we know that's important to you. All you need to do is decide how much you want, where you want it to go, and that portion of your paycheck will automatically be moved to your accounts, whether you're saving for retirement, your kids' education, or a down payment. You can even buy stocks, ETFs, or crypto on a schedule. And like me, you probably have some shorter-term goals too. And so here you can set up multiple accounts, one for each goal, like renovating your house, a vacation fund, or an emergency fund, really whatever you want. And like I said earlier, these accounts are all free. There are no monthly fees, no minimum balance fees, and they all earn interest. And if you manage your finances with your partner like I do, you can easily set up joint accounts and save for something together. We are super excited to give everybody access to the new app, and we're going to be rolling it out at the end of this month. Okay, there's a few more exciting features that I want to talk about. One has to do with moving your money. When you make a large deposit, banks put a hold on your money, and that means you have to wait to use it. But with Wealthsimple Checking, when you make a deposit, your money is available instantly, even when you make a deposit in the hundreds of thousands. We also launched a USD savings account. This is an account for your US cash. And like everything we do, it earns a high interest rate of up to 4%. That is incredible value compared to most banks, which pay you 1%. And of course, mobile check deposits. You've all been asking for this. And so when someone writes you a check, we love checks. So when somebody writes you a check, all you need to do is open the app, snap a photo, your money is deposited, and you have up to $5,000 available to spend immediately. And of course, wire transfers. You can now send and receive wires in Canadian or USD right from your phone. And soon, you'll be able to send wires anywhere in the world. Okay, there is one last thing that is really, really important. A bank has to protect your money, and that is not something that anyone here should have to compromise on. Here at Wealthsimple, we keep your money safer and more secure than anywhere else in Canada. Here's how. First, and most importantly, your money is insured. Wealthsimple Checking gives you up to $1 million in CDIC coverage on all eligible deposits. That is 10 times more than any regular checking account in Canada. And we're also a tech company, and so we're using tech to offer a series of protections to keep your money even safer. Starting with a very cool new feature called Trusted Places. Our phones know where we are at all times, so you can add trusted places like your house, cottage, your office, wherever you want. And if there's a large transfer requested and you're not in one of those places, we'll ask for extra verification. Another cool feature is called Verified Contacts. So just like you can set trusted places, you can set trusted people. So say someone hacks into my brother Duncan's account and tries to send $20,000 worth of Ethereum to an external wallet. He set me as one of his trusted contacts. I'm flattered. And so I get a notification to check in with him and make sure that everything is okay. Finally, our new custom limits. The reason that banks limit the amount you can transfer is to make sure that a scammer doesn't clean out your account. And that is a good thing. But there are times when these limits are very limiting. So say you need to send $25,000 to pay your contractor. Your bank won't let you do that. With Wealthsimple Checking, you can raise your transfer limit to $25,000, transfer the money, and then lower your limit down to whatever number you're comfortable with, so you stay in control. Everything I just shared with you was built with you in mind, products and features that you've been asking for. Whether it was through Reddit, a customer support call, or you took time out of your day to speak with a member of our team and share your feedback, we listened. And we really believe that the new Wealthsimple Checking experience is going to make your life better and help you grow your money faster. So now I'm going to hand it off to my friend Sam to talk about the next chapter.
Okay, thanks, Paulie. Hey, everybody. I'm Sam, Senior Product Director here at Wealthsimple, which means I work with designers like Paulie and our engineering teams to build our products. So, like Paulie already showed, now you don't need a bank account, and that's a good thing. But we can't quite say it's the end of banking yet, right? There's still some things you need that we haven't talked about, and I'm thinking about one in particular. And it's probably the financial product that you use most, maybe even more than a bank account. I've talked to a lot of you to get feedback about all of our products. And there's one thing that you've asked for more than anything else. Can anybody guess what it is? Wait. Something that you wish was just better, simpler, that gave you money back instead of taking it, and like everything we do, was way more beautiful than it needs to be? Okay, now, any guesses? Any guesses? Today, I'd like to officially introduce the Wealthsimple credit card. You guys are good. So, why are we making a credit card? It's not like you don't have other options. There are countless other credit cards out there. And in fact, the average Canadian has 2 or 3. So why would you need another one? Well, the reason you all probably have multiple credit cards is that there isn't one that you truly love. One that just simply works. Because credit cards are complicated and problematic. The rules are opaque and they have all these fees. And they never end up giving you the rewards you think they will. That's because banks build credit cards to be good for banks. And it's understandable. You can't blame banks for being banks. But when we built the Wealthsimple credit card, we started with a very simple idea. Make a card that truly benefits the people who use it. That goes out of its way to benefit you. And that's what we did. So what's different about it? Well, first, the Wealthsimple credit card gives you 2% cash back on everything. Woo! Because one of the reasons we all have so many credit cards is that we're all trying to game the system. Take me, for example. I used to have a card that gave me cash back on groceries and restaurants, and one that gave me rewards for pumping gas, and then another one for airline miles. And then I had to keep track of everything because there were caps and limits and fine print, the exact opposite of simple. 2% unlimited cash back on everything is just a better way to live. No caps to monitor, no categories to track, and no hidden rules. And because it's integrated with the Wealthsimple checking account, that 2% goes back into your account every month, where it earns even more interest. So that's free money earning more free money. Okay, so now let's talk about fees. Credit cards normally function as these little wedges of plastic that just take money from you in all these ways that you can't quite keep track of. And I won't even get into all the fees that the banks charge that we don't. It's a very long list. But there's probably one fee that's more aggravating to all of us than any other fee. Because one of the main reasons we have that extra credit card is to travel. Yet nearly every bank credit card charges really high fees when you use it abroad. But not ours. The Wealthsimple credit card has no FX fees. No matter what currency you're spending in, no matter what kind of jet lag you have, we will not charge foreign exchange fees. So no, you don't need that extra credit card that's good for travel. You only need the Wealthsimple credit card. And of course, we designed it to work seamlessly with Wealthsimple checking. And one of my favorite parts about it is how easy we make it to get started. You sign up right in your app, and a few seconds later, you unlock your brand new card. And now you have a virtual card that you can spend on immediately, from sign up to latte in basically 2 minutes. And one other thing we love about our card is that with other cards, there's usually an arbitrary limit when you tap to pay. You usually can't spend more than $250. But tap to pay with the Wealthsimple credit card has no limit. With security built in, you can tap to pay for anything with peace of mind. Okay, one last thing that is very different about our card versus other cards. Bank credit cards make money when you don't pay your full balance and you're late on the payment. And the way they lay out your statement and transactions, it's actually really hard to know when you're even paying interest. But we built our business so it works differently. We want to succeed when you succeed. So I'm going to show you something that sounds pretty basic. It's how you pay your bill. But it's actually about giving you control and information, where we highlight if you're about to pay us interest instead of hiding it. So weeks before your statement is due, you'll get a notification to pay your bill. And we make the next part super easy. You can decide what you want to pay, the full amount or partial, And if you decide to pay the partial amount, we'll even warn you that you're about to pay us interest. But of course, the easiest way to avoid missing a payment at all is to turn on autopay. And with us, it's easier and simpler and more flexible than any bank. You can easily autopay your full balance or even pay it down early. And on every statement, we make it super, super clear when your payment is due. And when you make that payment, you'll instantly see your balance drop to zero. No more sending money into the abyss and hoping that your bill gets paid. And you'll even see a satisfying little badge that lets you know your bill was paid on time. Okay, there's a lot more we could talk about, like the fact that the card is beautifully designed as you saw today. And if you're a premium client, you'll get a metal card. And that card makes a satisfying ping when you tap it, and buying toilet paper has never felt so luxurious. So, if you're curious to learn more, scan this QR code, and it'll take you right to a page all about it. The really exciting thing is that it's all happening right now. Newly designed cards are starting to roll out today. And then we'll be ramping up to even more card holders throughout this month and into the coming months. So scan that QR code. Okay, before I give the stage to our last presenter, I want to tell you one more reason the old way of banking is over. And in some ways, it's the most revolutionary thing that we've launched in a very long time. So let's talk about borrowing money. Financial institutions know a lot about you. They know your credit score, they know the amount of debt you have, they know how much money you have with them, whether it's retirement accounts, investment accounts, GICs, they have it all on their books. But then something strange happens. When you need them most, they're not there for you. Say you want to renovate your house before you sell it, or you're between jobs and you don't want to liquidate investments or rack up debt just to meet your monthly bills. Or you just want to go on that family vacation now instead of 5 years from now. When it comes time to borrow money, suddenly those banks that have all your money now require a whole long approval process and paperwork, and they might even ask you to come into the branch. But what if, when you said, hey, I'd like to borrow against the money I already have with you at a low interest rate with no paperwork, they just said, no problem. You're actually all set up for that. Here's a line of credit backed by your portfolio. Use it whenever and however you like. Imagine that. Well, let me introduce to you the Wealthsimple Instant Line of Credit. Okay, first of all, it's simple. Makes sense, it's in our name. The money you keep with us, that's your collateral. The more you have in eligible Wealthsimple accounts, the more you can borrow. Second, it's low interest. Unsecured products like credit cards loan you money at between 20 and 24%, and secured products like a home equity line of credit require you to have a house, have equity built up in that house, and still file a bunch of paperwork just to get a high rate. But our instant line of credit is as low as 4.45%. I heard a lot of wows. I like that. I like that. Okay, and third, it's totally flexible. Use it for a renovation, finance a well-deserved vacation, use it as overdraft protection for unexpected big purchases. It's totally up to you. And remember, it's instant. That's the crazy part. Just open the app and get set up in a few taps. No branch visits, no paperwork, no phone calls, and no waiting around hoping to get approved. So, here's how it works. First, you open your app, and a line of credit is available to you right on your dashboard based on how much money you have in Wealthsimple eligible accounts. To access it, just decide how much money you need, hit confirm, and the money instantly lands in your checking account. That's it. That's how easy it is. Okay, So that's how we're changing the way borrowing money works, from the credit card to the line of credit. And now I'm going to pass it off to Brett to talk about the last way we're going to end banking in Canada as we know it. Thanks, everybody.
Great job, Sam. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sam. Hey, everybody. How's it going? My name is Brett Honeycutt. I'm the Chief Product Officer and one of the co-founders of Wealthsimple. I just want to take a minute and go back to a couple of things that Mike said at the top. We started Wealthsimple with a few founding principles. We want to give Canadians access to the most powerful tools to build wealth. We want to be transparent. We want to eliminate fees. And a big one for us, really, was that we want to embrace change. That means technology. Because what is technology really? It's a lever for changing things. The financial industry isn't particularly good at change, or technology for that matter. It's still defined by friction, regulation, obfuscation, disconnection. A system that, drop by drop, robs us of wealth and the power to make the life decisions that we want. We know by now that's not going to last. The future is coming, whether the banks are ready for it or not. And we are excited about it at Wealthsimple because we are building that future. We see a future where your app negotiates rates for you, builds and adjusts your portfolio as your life situation changes, minimizes your taxes, makes payments, transfers money. A Wealthsimple that's the kind of really powerful personal money manager that until now only the very wealthy have had. We're hard at work on that, and so stay tuned for more soon as we roll it out. But the change really begins now with the end of banking. Polly already talked about the end of bank accounts, and Sam explained a revolutionary new way to borrow, as well as a much better credit card. And now I want to talk to you about the very last thing tying you to your bank: branches. If you think about it, isn't it crazy that it's 2025 and we still have to go to the bank branch? That if you want to make a big withdrawal or open up a new type of account or buy a house, they expect you to get out of your house, get in your car, find a parking spot, and then wait in line. We're just so used to it that we probably don't even think about it. We just accept it. But it doesn't really have to be that way. And we've come up with another concept. We're going to bring the branch to you. We think that everything that you do in a branch, you should be able to do from wherever you want. Okay, so you might be thinking, all right, well, you're talking about an app. Every bank has an app. How is this any different? Well, instead of delivering yourself to a bank, we are going to deliver whatever you need to you. And there's 3 ways that we're going to do that. First, with bank drafts. Say you need a pretty big chunk of money for, say, like a down payment on a house, and that means that a bank draft is required, and it means a trip to the branch. Well, at Wealthsimple, you can now order a bank draft directly on your phone in just a few taps. Just put in the name, put in the amount, and it'll be printed off and delivered right to you the next day. Okay, a second way, bringing the branch to you also means bringing it to those, all of the people in your life. And we're going to introduce mobile check delivery. Say that your daycare or your landlord wants to be paid by paper check. It still happens. Well, you don't need a checkbook. You can just do it directly from your phone on your app. Just fill in the name, the amount, and the address, and hit send, and we'll print it off and deliver it on your behalf right to your recipient's door. Pretty cool. Okay, but there's still one thing that seems pretty unsolvable when it comes to bringing the branch to you, and that's cash. It's the branch's last stand. You just can't get actual paper money from your phone, right? Well, maybe that's not true either. Today we're introducing Wealthsimple Cash Delivery. Just open the app, tell us how much you need, and then a few minutes later, it's delivered to your door in CAD or USD. No lines, no parking, no ATMs. Why are we doing this? Well, we think it could be really useful. Like if you're taking a trip tomorrow and you need some USD today, just skip the lines at the airport and the high exchange rates. But honestly, we think it's pretty fun. And we like to think that we're the only financial company that isn't opposed to fun. So we're rolling out cash delivery in the Greater Toronto Area this fall, with more cities to follow. Okay, so that's how we're bringing the branch to you, delivering checks, bank drafts, and cash. And if you need help with any of it, well, we're going to deliver that to you too. Starting today, help from a real human is available from Wealthsimple 24/7. Much better than branch hours. Okay, so we're almost ready to wrap our first Wealthsimple Presents. We announced a bunch of stuff that I'm really proud and excited for you to use. A checking account, a new credit card, US dollar savings accounts, an instant line of credit that you don't have to fill out an application for, wire transfers, check delivery, and yes, even cash delivery, all wrapped in a beautifully updated app. And all that's great, but I want you to know that we're hard at work already on the next Wealthsimple Presents, which we're going to do this fall. And if this one was called The End of Banking, well, that one probably could be called, you could probably call the next one The End of Investing, at least as it's done today. Investing, of course, is how we started, and many of you have been clients with us for the last 10 years, so you know that, of course. But everything we do, well, we're reinventing it again. And what are we talking about? Well, you're going to have to wait until the fall episode of Wealthsimple Presents, but I can give you a few hints now. One, let me be the first to tell you that the Wealthsimple robo-advisor is dead. Yep, it's true. We're replacing it with something much better. The kind of personalized, sophisticated portfolios only the very wealthy have had access to, as well as access to new private markets. In our award-winning trading platform, well, we're totally refitting it with all sorts of new pro tools. 24/5 trading, real-time fractional trading, advanced options. We also have a crypto news announcement to make. There's a whole lot more as well. I just don't want to quite tell you about it. And of course, it will all be seamlessly integrated with all of the bank-killing features that we just told you about. And while we are still working, the thing I want to tell you is our favorite innovators are really you, our clients. So much of what we build is what you request. And if there's anything that you want to see, anything that the app doesn't quite do that you'd like it to do, please let us know. So yes, the world is changing, but I'm really proud to say that Wealthsimple is changing even faster. And it's going to be a lot of fun to tell you about our progress this fall. So in the meantime, thank you all for coming and for sticking around all of the way until the end. Until then, keep it simple.